thanks for watching BSGcast. I'm Nat, he's Nat, and let's get started.
Okay, episode 5 and 6. So we definitely got treated to a lot of action in this. There was, a slow moment in the previous episodes when we were dealing with, oh, you have a baby. But in this one, it's just all the way action. From the action on the ice planet to the action in space to the action in between, it was just
pure
straight action.
20 minutes of action.
Yeah,
20 minutes.
2 episodes back to back. This is an interesting format.
Well, it started off pretty insane because it's that epic moment where the base star and the raiders and the commander being like, manual override. We're gonna nuke it, and you're kind of like, okay, so this is epic. Hundreds of people are going to die. Slightly cheesy that it all came out within the span of,
fast.
I don't know, 10 minutes between 2 episodes?
That's the weird thing here. On Battlestar, it would have taken 40 minutes for the old man to say, or nuclear weapons. And in this, it was just like, she actually said it twice within 2 minutes. She said the same thing. Just manual override. We're going to manual override. And she said it twice, just like, well, this is happening so fast, I feel like it's repeating.
Yeah, I know, exactly. The gravity of the situation. I mean, it was still pretty epic, but at the same time, you're right, it just doesn't drag out the way we know it would have in a traditional BSG kind of episode.
They're slaves to their pacing. When you're doing a web series,
Absolutely.
You need 10 minutes of ball-to-the-wall action, but the fact that it's packaged as a 17-minute thing, a twofer, is a little weird. You don't really need to do that quite so much if you're doing it this way, but they didn't know that ahead of time. I think that Machinima's move.
And I will say that I found it so tragic, not only because hundreds of people died and then she nuked the ship, but those guys have been living kind of in secret, this ghost fleet for, I'm not entirely sure how long.
It seemed like months or years.
And then all of a sudden, because of this engineer,
nobody likes this girl.
Frack.
Yeah, she's just getting people killed up one side and down the other.
But what I will say is Adama Husker, again, was such a badass in these episodes.
This pilot
is so good.
Amazing. And we were talking about this earlier. You can really see how Adama glommed on to Starbuck.
Absolutely.
And didn't so much care about his 2 kids as pilots, because neither of his kids... Zach or Lee, neither one was a special pilot. They were both good pilots.
Exactly.
But Starbuck did crazy shit.
Exactly.
And now we're seeing the kind of crazy shit that Adama did. He would thread the needle. He would do his Kobayashi Maru move. And in this episode,
he released some fuel all over the Raider and then blasted flames all over it and exploded. It was crazy. I was just like, what just happened?
Homemade napalm, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good job.
I was very impressed with that. Although apparently he can't land. Because he put that thing in the ice like...
Well, I liked how it was like, find a soft place to land, and all of you see in front of him is cliffs and rocks, and you're like, how's he going to do that? But clearly, you know that they're going to survive, and they make it through, and they land on an ice planet, which we knew was coming, but I couldn't help but be kind of slapped in the face like, ice planet. Like that Star Trek parallel
J.J. Abrams again, like another ice planet. Although we can go even earlier and talk about the ice planet that Husker landed on in the Razor flashbacks.
Yes,
because this is all seeming very familiar. The weird little half-made Cylon biological things. Although I'm not a fan of this idea of Cylon snakes, and I'll tell you why. In Terminator Salvation, there was a point where they have Terminator snakes. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure robots have this thing where you don't jump the shark. You jump the robo-snake. And Terminator jumped the robo-snake right there in Salvation. And I'm worried that...
What, the webisode's gonna jump the robo-snake? It's a webisode! We're on episode 6!
But seriously, a robo-snake? That is so friggin' dumb.
Oh my gosh.
So friggin' dumb. I don't understand what it is that would make people think, okay, the robots are like, okay, we have humanoid robots. We would like to make humanoid, skin jobs. Let's figure that out. But in the interim, let's make ice eels.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they were doing a lot of experimentation between, obviously, machinery and biological living things. Before they experimented on humans, maybe it makes sense to experiment on animals or creatures. I mean... That's what they do here.
Rats,
we experiment on rats and rabbits, unfortunately, before we get to humans. So why would the Cylons do things any differently, really?
I guess they're creative.
But either way, it did make me think, they're on this icy planet. Wait a second. In the flashbacks with Husker and
Yeah.
Razor, we see him in an icy planet. And if you look at the previews after...
And the final episode, and the final shot in this episode feels like they're about to get to the same sort of installation.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not a base ship.
Man-made or Cylon-made
installation. And I mean, in the Razor flashbacks, it was a base ship that then took off at the very end of the war. But we're not doing that now. This is going to be the beginning of a protracted war, you can kind of tell. But it's just so interesting how much of this is retread from the Razor flashbacks.
Yeah,
and I just find that so strange.
So either it'll tie to that story in some way, or it's a very bizarre coincidence or resemblance. But I don't think they would do a resemblance like that on purpose. But heck, what do I know? Admiral Kane and Commander Ozark or whatever
look pretty similar.
Look very similar, so.
Yeah. And the other thing that finally bothered you with those robo-snakes.
Oh yeah, the CGI. So, Matt is a lot more refined and picky when it comes to special effects. Not so much.
You're more forgiving.
I'm a little more forgiving, but I will say that those snakes look like unrendered, juvenile pieces of what?
Yeah, they look like previs.
It was unfortunate.
The term for that, I would say, is previs.
Previs, there you go.
Yeah, they were really
It's like they were like, oh crap, we're going to lose our deadline. We just got to upload.
Screw the snakes. Screw the snakes. Jump the snake. Yeah, they were not impressive on any level. Although apparently they taste like chicken.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Weird.
When that random... What was he, soldier, marine?
Yeah.
What was he?
That was very interesting when that character hopped in and all of a sudden started wiping things out, because it's one of those moments where, okay, we're going to inject a new character for you to meet, and if it's anything like every other character you've met, they're going to be dead soon.
Or stick on like the rest of them. I mean, Koker has been around since almost the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
He was a whiny baby in episode 6.
Oh my god, what a whiner. Between, I don't want to leave my raptor, to, oh my god, I've been bitten by a robo-snake. Like, come on, suck it up, Buttercup. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, he was a little bit of a...
But I guess on the other side of it, you could say maybe he's the one that really maintained that humanity side. He's like, 150 people just died. We can't, like, this is over,
Yeah,
But maybe that's why Husker became the Admiral.
Exactly. I'm really curious what's going to happen to Koker, because he's got to die at some point.
I have a feeling he might die as well, actually.
Yeah, because at some point he gets replaced by Ty in Adama's life. Yeah. And so Koker can't possibly live through the Cylon War. That would just be too
and
easy.
Let's just quickly bring up the engineer. What did you think of the engineer in these last 2 episodes? Since all of this is, in essence, happening because of her.
Oh, yeah. Was she in this?
Well,
What the hell? I actually forgot she was on the Raptor for the entire first episode.
Yeah.
Like, I could not believe.
Episode 5, she actually, I watched. I don't think she said one word, or maybe she said one word or something like that.
Yeah, this
Episode
chick has got to
6,
somehow redeem herself in the next 4 episodes, because otherwise she's kind of just upset dressing.
Yeah, I mean, like, she is the inciting incident to a lot of what happens with Husker and everything else in the story, but... Well, I don't know. I mean...
She's a walking, talking dossier.
Yeah.
Like, all she is,
she's
now
like,
we're going to do this.
Exactly.
Oh, now we're going to do this. Oh, now we're going to do this.
Or the narrator that's in the story. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
She's just very strange, and I don't care about her.
Yeah.
I want to care about her.
I'm hoping...
Please make me care about her.
I'm hoping that the fact that we don't care about her is some kind of, like... dodge, some kind of fake out, and that she's going to get super interesting when it's time for her mission to start.
Absolutely.
What it is she's doing is anyone's guess at this stage. I mean, the skin jobs...
She worked with Greystone Industries,
yeah,
right?
she worked with Greystone. And for our actual timeline of Battlestar Galactica right now, the skin jobs from the 13th colony haven't come to meet the current Cylons yet.
Right.
So they're still en route in their ship. So it can't have anything to do with actual skin jobs as we know them. It has to be these weird experimental skin jobs that the Cylons never actually get right. And they don't get right until the 13th colony Cylons meet them. So it's kind of hard to say what the heck this girl is going to do, because we don't know what the Cylons on their own, what the colonial Cylons actually ever do. We know that they made that hybrid in the Razor storyline that was never really Correct. It was never really a skin job all the way. And we know that the hybrids on the base ships are something that is derivative of that. But the actual successful skin jobs don't come out of Cylon science. So something is going to happen here that this woman is trying to stop. And I am so curious if it's going to stay within canon or if we're going to retcon something here.
Who knows? But we'll find out. Episodes 7 and 8 are coming out.
Yeah, 7 and 8 are a few days away now. And then after that, they've only got 20 minutes to wrap it all up. So, God, I hope this comes around and becomes as great an ending as so far the beginning and middle have been. Because BSG feels like it's back.
Yeah,
I'm getting everything out of this that I got out of Battlestar Galactica.
Absolutely.
It's a TV movie with a bunch of people I've never seen before with names I remember. And that's a warm fuzzy, you know?
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Me too, absolutely.
And with luck, it's going to get the kind of numbers that sci-fi needs to see to keep making a web series at least.
At least, bare minimum. That would be great.
Yeah, because all they need are green screens and these actors no one's heard of before. So until these people become huge, they can afford them. So let's keep watching. Let's keep Machinima's numbers up. Let's keep supporting the show as best we can. And who knows, maybe 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 won't be the last we see of young Papadama.
Young Papadama. I love him.
All right, guys. So leave us your comments on yourgeeknews.com. Let us know what you think.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back in just a week to say some more about 7 and 8.
Bye.